Hey everybody, so today I have a really exciting video for you guys. It is the reason I wanted to start doing YouTube videos, and it's just something that's so near and dear to my heart, and I just feel like it's such a big part of who I am as a mom. So today I'll be talking about exclusively pumping, and before I get started in the video, I just want to let you guys know a few things. First of all, this is going to be the first video of a series of videos that I'm going to put up on my channel about exclusively pumping. At first I was just going to do one big video, but then I realized I would just lose way too much information for you guys. So I'm just going to kind of split it up topic by topic. Today I'm just going to cover my story and just kind of what the gist is of exclusively pumping. Also, I just want to say that I am not a lactation consultant, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional of any kind. I am just an experienced exclusive pumper. And then lastly, before we get started, I just want to say that if there's one thing I cannot stand, it is bashing among parents. It is no one's business what you choose or don't choose to do as a parent, as long as your kids aren't being harmed. That's, all that matters. And I feel like parenting is so hard already. You don't need the added weight of feeling like you're being judged or criticized for a decision. Formula feed, breastfeed, do whatever makes you happiest, and let's get into the video. So for those of you who don't know, exclusively pumping is the acquiring of breast milk through a breast pump instead of a direct latch from a child. And why we like to use such like a broad spectrum definition is just to cover those moms who are like in a limbo, if you will. The moms who strictly donate, the moms who supplement with formula because they don't make enough, the moms who have introduced solids to their children. They're still exclusive pumpers. They still hook up to the pump. They're still working around the clock to get that breast milk, but they're still kind of in that limbo because breast milk isn't the only thing their child's getting, or for donating moms, their child isn't getting breast milk. To get started into my story, I nursed my daughter from the beginning. I had asked for a pump while I was in the hospital because around day 2 my milk came in and I was way too full for her to drain one breast, let alone 2. So I needed a pump to relieve my engorgement. That was my first experience with a pump, but honestly they just kind of rolled that thing in there, handed me a bag of tubes, handed me some bottles, and was like, go for it. Something always felt off when I nursed my daughter. I took breastfeeding classes, I took prenatal classes, I had several lactation consultants help me, and everybody looked at her, told me that she had a good latch, but something always felt off. And really what it was the pain. You're supposed to experience a certain level of pain with breastfeeding, but it's supposed to get better over time, or at least that's what every lactation consultant told me. They told me I would get used to it. They told me the pain would go away, but honestly, it got worse with time. And then over the phone, people would tell me that it was because it was a bad latch, but then when I would go and see them in person, they would tell me she had a perfect latch. So something wasn't adding up in one way or another, and I really wasn't sure what it was. But then I got a cracked nipple, and I was like, something's definitely wrong, because I know that is a definite sign of a bad latch. So I started nursing my daughter on the other side without the cracked nipple, and what do you know, I ended up with 2 cracked nipples, which is fun, let me tell you. So while I was trying to heal up from that, which it's perfectly fine to nurse with a cracked nipple, or at least that's what my lactation consultant told me. However, I needed a break. I mean, those suckers were messed up. So I decided to pump while they were healing, and it provided a kind of relief for me because the pain I was feeling was not a discomfort. It wasn't annoying. It wasn't anything. It was downright excruciating. I dreaded nursing my daughter. I mean, I cannot put into words the pain it was. And it wasn't just the like curl of your toes. It was pain so bad I would cry sometimes. And to find that relief with pumping, it was like I felt relieved and guilty at the same time. I felt relieved because I didn't have to be in pain anymore. But then I felt guilty because I wasn't bringing my daughter to the breast. So while I was taking that break and, we put the breast milk in the bottle and gave it to her, I periodically, even though my nipple wasn't entirely healed, I would periodically bring her back to the breast, and she had absolutely no nipple confusion or anything like that. So she was really great in that way. But, it was, when we saw the relief it gave me of not being in pain, finally looking forward to feeding my daughter, and Mark being able to help me and also feed her, and just so many different things, I really started to consider the decision of exclusively pumping. But let me tell you, even though I decided to make it, it was a hesitant decision. It is something that I didn't make for almost 2 weeks. And even after I'd made the decision to exclusively pump, it wasn't something that I felt confident in. I still felt extremely guilty. I still felt just, I don't even know how to describe it. I felt defeated, really. And, you know, you shouldn't have to feel like that. So after I'd made the decision to exclusively pump, you know, I was feeling guilty for a while, but honestly, you know, after Mark repeatedly assuring me that, you know, she's getting breast milk, that's all that matters to us, you know, don't beat yourself up about it, I finally just kind of accepted it and kind of embraced exclusively pumping and, you know, just decided to finally roll with it instead of kind of dragging my heels. And then later down the line, we actually discovered that our daughter has a class 4 lip tie, and that's what prevents her from getting a good latch. The lip tie is what made our nursing relationship so painful and unsuccessful. So to kind of give you some information, as of right now, for me, I've been pumping for 5.5 months. I haven't had to supplement, although I've come pretty darn close quite a few times actually. And sorry if you guys can hear this tiny little fan sitting over here, but it is hella hot in here because I'm sitting in front of my vanity and these bulbs are like 1,000 degrees. But one of the most frequent questions I get when people figure out I'm an exclusive pumper is why. You know, my personal reason is because my daughter had a lip tie, made nursing unsuccessful. But there are so many different reasons, and I'm just going to read you guys off a fraction of what there is. You know, there's moms who, like myself, whose babies have lip ties and tongue ties. There's tube fed babies, there's premature babies, cleft babies, you know, strictly donating, bad latch, nipple confusion, problems with, you know, your nipples, whether they're inverted, flat, you know, your baby doesn't get a good latch on them. Medical conditions or problems, you have multiple children, you're relactating, so many more. And, you know, there's the simple answer of people want to, you know. I know there's women who have aversions to nursing, you know, and there's no end to why somebody, you know, might be exclusively pumping. There's just so many, and it might just basically come down to she may want to only do that. So the last thing in this video I wanted to touch on was things you should do before you start exclusively pumping. I would definitely research it and see if it's something that, you know, you want to do, and research the crap out of it. I mean, get every little bit of information that can help you, you know. There's never such a thing as too much information, so at least for me there isn't. But you also want to check if your insurance company provides a breast pump, because a lot of insurance plans have to cover one by law now. So that could help you out tremendously. I know it might save you, you know, a lot of money. I know it saved us hundreds of dollars because mine actually covered one, and you might actually get a selection. I think I only had a choice of 2, but I know quite a few ladies who have a choice of like 5 different breast pumps. So check that out. Also, I would highly recommend joining some kind of support group, whatever it may be, whether it's the baby center support groups on there. I know there's Facebook groups, you know, maybe you have a friend who is an exclusive pumper, anything like that. I would just say it because there are days when it is so hard and you are just so tempted to quit, and it's just nice to have that support group that's just rooting you on and, you know, just cheering you up when you need it most and just pushing through those hard days. I personally am a member of a Facebook group that is amazing. We have a lot of members, but that really doesn't affect the quality of the group. I mean, these women are supportive and strong and have such great advice. I mean, there's really no end for my love for that group, and I just can't even express into words what they have done for me. So I'm going to link them in the bottom bar because they are awesome. And I'll have the roles also listed if you want to apply. We only accept exclusive pumpers or women who are going to be exclusive pumpers. There is a form that you have to fill out first and then, you know, asked to join. I'll explain all of that in the bottom bar, but I do highly recommend that group because they are amazing. I will also link their sister groups that they have. There's also one for pumping and nursing moms, which is really helpful for the women who do both. And then we also have a group that's just kind of for mommy talk, which is nice. And the last thing I have to say is be confident in your decision. If you decide to take the plunge in exclusively pumping, do it. But don't feel guilty. You know, there's nothing to feel guilty about. You know, it's completely normal, and I would even say it's necessary to mourn the end of your nursing relationship. I know I did it. I know it hit me hard, and it's completely normal. But don't let that take away from your decision to keep pushing to give your baby breast milk. You know, I think I felt so guilty for so long when I didn't have to. You know, I was still doing such a great thing. It just wasn't in the way I had expected it to. Just like I had always planned to give 100% natural birth, and I had to end up having a C-section. I know that hurt for me, but you know what? In the end, I got what I wanted, and I got my daughter. And it's the same with exclusively pumping. I want to give my daughter breast milk. I'm doing it, just not in the way I expected. So just try to be confident in your decision. Don't let anybody make you feel badly about it. You're doing such a great thing. So I hope this video was super helpful for you guys. You know, leave any questions or comments that you have about it. I'll be sure to answer them for you guys. And like I said, be on the lookout for more videos. I think the next one I'm going to do is kind of go over like the basics of exclusively pumping, and I'm going to try to post that relatively quickly after this one. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.